Now, we need to get this fighting fund going, and that's what SMATS has been talking about for a while. We're ready to launch it. So we're going to ask you all to put some cash in the pot, because this is not going to be easy and it's not going to be cheap. I've fought all of them previously myself and didn't really get far enough because we didn't have the power to get into the right places. But last time when we were having issues with the principal residents, SMATS did contribute to Auscham Hong Kong, and got a delegation flown down to Canberra, got in the right doors, and at least it bought us some time, and they made some important changes to bring in some hardship provisions. So we achieved a great result there, albeit not good enough. We wanted even better than that. But if we want to get better, we need to have the cash and we need to have the fund. So we're suggesting we all tip in a couple of bucks. Doesn't have to be much because there's loads of us. If we chuck in a couple of bucks, let's get a fund to lobby, educate, and submit. Let's get out there and help the chambers to do the contact that they need. Help them with resources, help them with travel costs, help them with support material, whatever's required. And importantly, what we also need to do is use this fighting fund to pay for some of the poor people that go first in their tax cases. One of the big things that the tax office relies on is that the cost to defend a challenge from the ATO is massive, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, if you are, for instance, contesting this residency issue on what should be excluded or whether you change your intent or not, you could rack up thousands of dollars, but the tax difference might only be $20,000. So if you were going to save $20,000 of tax, but it was going to cost you $200,000 to prove it, you're more likely to say, forget it, I'd rather pay the 20 grand than take the risk of the 200 grand of legal fees and then have to pay the 20 grand anyways if I lose. So the tax office basically buries us in cost to submit, and they go, great, we won that one. Well, that's just not on. That's not the way to do it. We need to have it so we've got a fund that if you are the poor person that goes first, that we can be funded and it doesn't come out of your pocket. And therefore, when your test case gets success, it's shared with everybody. We can say, there you go, Johnny's case is now the basis, and therefore we've got that success going. Now, this is going to be prudent and important, not just for residency, but very critically for all these retirement funds that are going to be challenged in the next few years. If you're coming back, it could be you. And unless you've got unlimited deep pockets to fight this, having something like this is just a salvation for us all. And of course, we've got to go in and argue these residency test changes, redraft the law and get clarity on the superannuation and fix up things like the ESS. There's all sorts of things, but we need to have a single place to do that. Any funds we raise will be kept aside. They'll only be used to cover the professional costs associated with submissions, lobbying, attendance, hassling these people, traveling to Canberra, for both us, barristers, chambers, whoever's necessary to get down there. Again, the chambers have been massively successful in the past because they get the door open. We need to get them there. Now, that may not happen for a while whilst we've got the borders closed. They may all be on Zoom, so we'll save a few bucks, but someone has to go. And then, of course, using that money for those legal cases to prove the point, so it's not at the burden of expense of an individual, it's at the collective of the group for the benefit of the group. The Fighting Fund mission, very, very simple. Let's encourage the government and support them to get this simplification working. But let's re-expand the definition of simplification to a normal man's simplification, not a government department's simplification. They're very different. Let's do it through clarity and understanding, things like a proper test, things like communication as to how you're going to do it. Getting that 183-day accepted is fine, but the 45-day trigger is totally unreasonable. Let's go and fight that. We need to have great communication points. We need to, this report should have been contacting the chambers and the likes of SMATS first, not last. They're the people that are affected. They're the people that have the answers. No one was consulted or talked to. We need to protect those people that are singled out, because if you're that person, believe you me, it is a horrible place to be. It's stressful, expensive, and it's downright bullying that you'll be lucky to survive. And then we've got to get these issues remedied. Now, we're not going to do it just by yelling. We're not going to do it by thumping the table. We've got to have a good common sense approach. We've got to have a justifiable argument, be well informed, well resourced, and we've got to deliver a message. Now, again, we can't do that as one. We have to do it as all. The chambers are critical in this. They have the open door. You know, the individuals are critical because the power of the masses is important. And SMATS is prepared to drive this and make it happen because we've got 25 years experience dealing with these matters, and you know, hopefully you think we know what we're talking about. So we'd like to invite you to join us, you know, fix these changes before they're too late. Let's not put anyone at risk of 45 days triggering a massive tax bill for no reason other than bad legislation. So hopefully, I'm not trying to worry you because this is not yet done. We have a window of opportunity to fix, remedy, and make sensible. You know, if we do it together, I'm sure we can get a result on that. So hopefully I've given you a little bit of a view of what's going on, giving you a little bit of energy to join the fight and see if we can fix this, because you can't just sit on the sidelines, people. We've got to step up and go for it.
Thank you so much, Steve. I think we've received more questions and in the Q&A and chat room than we've ever received from any other presentation. So yeah, you've obviously been very insightful. Thank you to everybody that has sent us questions, and I do apologize in advance. We're not going to be able to answer them all because we've literally been sent, you know, almost 100. It's been a really great response. If we don't get to...
most of them have been answered along the way.
If we don't get to answer all of them, just rest assured that we will send everybody a copy of the webinar, and Steve and I will record a separate video with all the Q&As answered, and you'll also receive links either through your chambers or through ourselves with an invite for the free initial tax consult,
And the fighting fund.
The fighting fund, and a link to the petition as well. So that will come out to you by the end of the week. If you do have any other questions, feel free to email me directly, so julie@smats.net, or you can email your chambers and they can pass them on to me. But thank you so much. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Julian. Thanks, Alex. And we hope to see you at the next webinar.
We had a great attendance. It was fantastic to have so many people join us. So really appreciate everyone giving up their time.
Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.